before the game you talked about this being a test for this team, and especially going up with one as strong as Boston is. What did you learn about your guys tonight, especially with how they shot the ball from three?
Yeah, well, I think Tatum getting hot early presented problems for us. As you said, the way they shoot it, a tough spot if you want to try to go hit him and get it out of his hands. That's always one of those decisions that can go either way. Try to mix it up, but we hit the wall. Truth, and that's not. There were a lot of things that we've been doing against a team that's this good. You have to almost be perfect anyway. We've got some guys that are a little tired, a little banged up, and played against the world champs. So, opportunity for us to regroup, go vote, and get back together on Wednesday.
We rarely see a stat line what he did from trade. I mean, we know he left the game with that rib injury. Just what do you know or can provide about what his condition is?
Yeah, I'm not honestly the one trying to give you that information. I think what you've heard is what I've heard. He's been playing great. Going in here, banged on the table with you guys a couple games ago. And he's worn down right now. We've got a lot of guys that are competing, and that's all that you can ask. Try to, as I said, even in a game that is lopsided like this is, if there's things you can take from it, we'll try to do that. Right now I'm feeling the sting of a tough loss. It's amazing how last night there's a level of enthusiasm and elation, and then a day later this is the NBA. And the key thing is to just power through it. And that's why they have 82 games.
Spoke to it on defense already, but what did you make of your offensive process? Obviously, facing a team that is going to get a lot of threes. Were you okay with the offensive process you guys had?
No, I think we didn't have the level of force that you have to have against this team, which ended up in some tough shots, some bad shots. I think our guys will all acknowledge that. There were times in the game where we did some of the things that we want to do, getting the ball in the paint and trying to break them down and kicking it out. But, your offense impacts your defense, whether it's a turnover or a tough shot when they can run against you. That's compounded in the half court when you have trouble guarding. So there's no one thing tonight. It was obviously a tough night.
Coach, I know you've spoken about this before, but just with a team as physical as Boston is, just how do you guys kind of work on combating that and going against that?
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one, you guys, to give me a bunch of honest answers off the whole thing. There were times in screening actions and their handoffs that they blew them up and we weren't able to execute. And you just have to try to play with more force, and some of that's not magic. We've been doing that. We didn't do it tonight. Defensively, we've been playing good defense. As I said, playing good defense against Boston sometimes isn't enough. We saw that with some of the shots that Tatum was hitting. And then you can't give them the things that you can control. You have to be nearly perfect in those, whether that's getting back or blocking out, or getting open. Everything is more difficult.
Coach, just going on what Brad said, Dyson started off really hot, had 8 points in the first 6 minutes. He was slashing inside, some layups and things like that, but he didn't score after that. Just wondering how much of that is on him. He needs to be more aggressive.
Who was that?
Dyson. Versus you guys trying to run a little bit more, especially on a night when Trey wasn't scoring and you needed some extra offense.
Well, Dyson, like a lot of our guys, the way that we play, Trey creates for other guys on the team, and they have to make quick decisions. Dyson made some really good moves as he got in the paint. I don't know that there's any magic to that. As far as running plays for someone, there was some of that going on. Oftentimes, we didn't execute in play, and that had a lot to do with guys like Drew Holiday. He's made a career of making it hard. So Dyson had a really tough assignment tonight, and this is the second game he's played in quite some time, or not quite some time, in a few games when he's coming back from an injury. And I liked a lot of things that he did. Not every moment was a bad moment, but there were enough of them where we either had breakdowns or they made a play that those things add up over time. As I said, we need to get some rest, get fresh, and try to come ready to go on Wednesday against another good team.
We talked a lot about this before with Zach having ups and downs, but it seems he's still constantly making the right read, even if the shots aren't necessarily going down. What have you seen as far as his continued poise and the hard work that he's been putting in at practice?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had much practice. This is a stretch of a lot of games, but that doesn't mean that you can't prepare. One of the biggest things that we've tried to emphasize with Zach is if he's open, to make sure he shoots it. And off that, his ability to make quick reads, get in the paint. We have difficult possessions offensively. We're just playing on the perimeter, and we have to get in the lane and be strong, and get our eyes out. And Zach's one of the guys. Some of it is because he's capable of doing that. And we need that from all guys. That's what you saw in Dyson getting in the lane, which was really good. If you can do that and force help situations, and really create offense for other people, particularly when Trey was gassed tonight. You could see that early in the first quarter. He was taking some tough shots, and those are shots that he may make a few of them, but on a night like tonight, it's going to be hard for us. And he's been, he's the engine for us in those respects that can get us an advantage. So, the other guys have to play off of him. I thought in the third quarter we started the quarter better offensively. That included, Zach, other guys, making good plays. Ball didn't always go in, but it gave us a chance to defend a little better.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Thanks.